हेलो एवरीबॉडी, आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे इस चैनल इंडियन मास कम्युनिकेशन में, जहाँ पे हम मास कम्युनिकेशन से संबंधित टॉपिक्स के बारे में बात करते हैं और सीखते हैं। अगर आप भी किसी मीडिया एग्ज़ाम से संबंधित तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो आप हमारे साथ जुड़ सकते हैं हमारी एप्लीकेशन के थ्रू, हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल के थ्रू, जहाँ पे आपको नोटिफिकेशंस मिल जाएगी। माय नेम इज़ तुषार गोयल. आई एम अ PhD research scholar at Center for Media Studies, JNU, and I have also qualified other media exams, so you can join us. In this video lecture we are going to cover the most important topic. Okay, so the UGC net exam is around the corner. Not much time is left with you guys. Okay, so I guess from tomorrow onwards there are only 17 days left, and many of you have been asking me, sir, please make a video about the most important topics or most the few topics from where questions are mostly asked. So guys, let me tell you the truth. Okay, if you go through all the question papers, okay, and especially the question papers of last 5 years, you would find that 25%, I'm saying 25%, it can be more also, of your paper is just media history. You can refute my statement, just go through all those papers. Okay, it's just media history. And what does that includes? It includes the chronology of media laws, the newspapers, okay, then radio, television, all broadcasting. Okay, so 1/4 of your paper is just media history. Okay, and if you do it properly, if you learn those things which I'm going to tell you in the course of coming days, I assure you that we are going to sail through this together. So do everything what you are doing these days. Okay, but let's make it more simpler. Okay, let us focus more on few topics which we know, which we can take guarantee of that they are going to be asked. Okay, when we talk about this media ethics and law, I was just going through 3-4 years of question papers, and I found 11 questions. Okay, some of them I didn't bring, and if you go through last 15-year question papers, you will find more than 50-60 questions just media chronology. Okay, and when we talk about newspapers, you guys, most of you have seen that 2023 post-mortem video, okay, of the whole paper. So there are 4 questions from newspaper in just one exam. Okay, so my advice to all of you would be, do whatever you're doing these days, try to now choose between topics, okay, which is more important for you and which is less important, because it's a very high time, crucial time for all of you. Okay, you cannot cover everything. So if something is bothering you, okay, there might be a topic in unit 8, or there might be a topic in cinema unit, leave it, but don't skip media history. I'm just telling you guys. Okay, and before beginning, I want to set a stage for all of you, because this is very important. Okay, they have changed the pattern of asking questions now. Earlier they just used to ask you which was the first vernacular newspaper of India, or which was first newspaper of India. Okay, you knew about it, that Bengal Gazette or Samachar Darpan. Now recently, what question did they ask? So they made Hickey Gazette or Bengal Gazette a pointer question, A, B, C, D. Okay, I guess they asked about the date on which it ceased to exist. Okay, on which date was the last publication. Okay, and this you can only grab if you have a thorough understanding about the history. Is a very interesting subject. What we do is, okay, I have also prepared a chronology, so just a second, okay, I want to show you something. So you guys, what most of the people do is that they learn it through this, okay. So 1799 Censor of Press Act, okay, Press Act 1835, 1908 say Code of Civil Procedures. Some of you might be, you know, successful also in cramming all these things and might fetch few numbers, okay. But let me tell you, if you don't have that thorough understanding about history, the key events, okay, the key phenomena, what led to other, okay, so because it is all, we say na that it is all because of something, ठीक है. So ये तो आप learn करते रहोगे, you do this, but if you don't know the events, okay, everything is connected with each other. So in this this is going to be a series, 3-part series, or I will try to complete it within 3 parts, or it can extend to 4 also, because we are going to cover 1799 to 2023, and in this only I'm also going to include all the newspaper history, okay. We are going to club all this, and we are going to do it on YouTube only, okay. You won't find any video up till now on this subject, but after this you will find many videos, okay. So we are going to club all the newspapers, important newspapers, okay, media laws, and important is reformists, okay, or freedom struggles, okay. Reformers and people who contributed in the freedom struggle, they are very important. So now they are asking pointed questions. If you go through last 5-year questions, okay, so on our app we are hosting mock tests, the recent pattern, okay, and we have detailed solutions to every question. If you wish, you can also join this that test series. It will be very beneficial for all of you, because not much time is left, okay. You can practice 3-hour and 2-hour tests, okay. So we are going to club everything, okay. And I have, you know, I have found a pattern. Every year they introduce a law which is not so familiar, okay. So you know this 1867, okay, you know this 1860, okay. हर साल वो कोई ना कोई कभी एविडेंस एक्ट ले आएगा, कभी कोई ऐसा एक्ट लेके आएगा जिसके बारे में पहले नहीं सुना, ओके. बट इफ यू नो द स्टोरी, इफ यू नो द हिस्ट्री, you can connect with it, okay. So now let us begin. Media law, okay. Now first, you know, it all started from 1440, okay. What happened in 1440, you guys tell me. We are going to have a evolutionary perspective of media law, and भारत की स्वतंत्रता की जो का इतिहास है वही आपके मीडिया का इतिहास है, ठीक है. क्योंकि उसी टाइम में सारी की इवेंट्स हुई थी, तो आप बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है ये. अगर आप की इवेंट्स को मीडिया की दृष्टि से पढ़ेंगे तो आप बहुत अच्छे से इसको रिलेट कर पाएंगे आगे फ्यूचर के लिए भी. तो बताइए 1440 में क्या हुआ था. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ हुई थी ना, जिसने दुनिया बदल दी. मार्शल मकलुहान उसको कहते हैं गुटेनबर्ग गैलेक्सी है. बताओ क्या हुआ था. Invention of printing press, one of the biggest or most profound invention, okay, scientific invention in the world history, okay. Invention of printing press. What it led to, okay, it changed the society, it changed the structure of society, it changed the way we perceive information, okay. Some say that it democratized information or knowledge. Some say, like McLuhan say in Gutenberg Galaxy, actually criticizes it, okay. But it led to, you know, later Renaissance. When we learn about Renaissance, it was also one of the byproduct of printing press, because there was a free flow of knowledge throughout, okay. And in India, when did printing press come in India? It can be a question for all of you, because it is related to mass media. Guys, tell me, this is actually evolution of history, okay. I want all of you to understand history, okay. Don't cram it. It is very important, because you can cram it this time if God forbidden, you are not, if you are not able to get through it this time, next time you are also going to cram it. Okay, please enjoy it. Just believe me, hold my hand and enjoy this thing, history. Okay, so बताओ इंडिया में कितने कब आई थी? ओके गुड. इंडिया में आई गेस 15, एवरीबडी चेक इट, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा था इट केम इन 16 सेंचुरी, बट ये स्लाइड ही चली गई. सो आई गेस व्हाट श्वेतांक इज सेइंग, सो पोर्टुगीज, ओके ये जो यस 1556 इज राइट, अपर्णा इज राइट, 1556 में इंडिया में आई थी. अब कुछ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंटर्स हैं जो आपको लर्न करने चाहिए. पहली इंडियन लैंग्वेज में प्रिंटेड किताब कौन सी थी, जल्दी बताइए. दिस इज अ डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. ये वेट कर रहा है. आई कैन फोर सी दिस इन फ्यूचर. समटाइम इट इज गोइंग टू कम एंड देन यू आर गोइंग टू राइट अ थैंक यू इन माई कॉमेंट बॉक्स. सो बताइए. Many of you might be thinking, sir, where is law? We came here to learn about law. लॉ जलाएंगे अपने दिल में तभी हम आगे सीखेंगे. तो हम इसको ऐसे ही डिटेल में करेंगे. ओके अगर आपको चाहिए ये तो बताओ, मैं इसको पोस्ट कर दूंगा आप लोगों के लिए. ये चीज़ हम लर्न ऐसे करते हैं ना हिस्ट्री को, 1950 11 ये 52 55 ये तब करो जब आपका हो जाए, मतलब आपको समझ आ जाए हिस्ट्री. ये तरीका सही नहीं है पढ़ने का. तमिल लैंग्वेज, ओके तमिल लैंग्वेज में पहली किताब छपी थी. ठीक है. एक चीज़ और होती है, हम मानते हैं कि 1780 1780 इज द बिगनिंग ऑफ प्रेस इन इंडिया, विच इजंट राइट. ओके सो यू आर all going to learn about new facts in this lecture. Okay, so what actually happened was there were other events. Okay, so there is a very famous question, okay, in film studies, which is often asked, which was the first attempt in India in in making the first colored film, which was not Kisan Kanya. Kisan Kanya came in 1937. Okay, the first attempt actually was thank you Kuldeep sir. So first attempt came when we talk about Sairendri. Okay, it was in 1933. Okay, so in 1933 the first attempt at making a color film was in 1933. In a similar fashion, the first attempt in starting a printing press was actually in 1768. This is waiting to be asked in your exams. Okay, don't just restrict yourself to 1780. Okay, tomorrow they can ask you which was the first who was the first person to make an attempt in making starting a press in India. So this guy called William Bowles, okay, he was a merchant in what do we call it, East India Company. So he actually proposed the idea to start a printing press in India, and इसको टाटा बाय बाय कह दिया था इन्होंने. ठीक है. In 1768 William Bowles was deported immediately just because of placing a proposal. Okay, because the English people knew that printing press was the vehicle to mobilize people in their freedom struggle. Okay, if people start to think in their own language, there is a flow of ideas. Okay, so they somehow prophesize this because they have gone through all these things. Now let us from 1780 to let's look at certain important events also which were equally important. Okay, I missed a slide. So Magna Carta was one such. Okay, King John of England, the very first time somebody wrote fundamental rights. Okay, then Areopagitica, Licensing Act. Okay, and United States Declaration of Indian Independence Act. So they already knew about the power of press to mobilize people. They have already experienced it in the West, and they didn't want it to come in the colonies they were having hold of. Okay, so William Bolts, make a note of it. Okay, William Bolts was the first person who dared to start a press in India. Okay, it was the first attempt in 1768. और इनको क्या बोला, टाटा बाय बाय, you are not allowed to do that. Okay, then 1780 was a prominent year in the history of Indian press. Not only because Bengal Gazette started, also because it was the first time that Indian printing press was owned by somebody. Okay, so this is a homework for you, all of you who owned it. So for the very first time, somebody in India owned printing press. Okay, then he is the infamous person, Hickey. Okay, so he started the first newspaper, Bengal Gazette, or Calcutta Advertiser. There were other names also, and उसने नाक में दम कर दिया. Okay, ब्रिटिश सरकार के. He was actually I'm not using that proverb, you can okay, चलिए छोड़िए. So वॉरेन हेस्टिंग, जब वो जहाँ के गवर्नर जनरल थे, ठीक है, he criticized it and he used to publish a lot of sensationalized news also. Okay, किसका किसके साथ चक्कर चल रहा है, इसका ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर का उसके साथ चक्कर चल रहा है, and he made a lot of critical remarks about British policies in India. Okay, so he was also slapped with libels. So very important term in defamation. What is libel? Something in writing is libel, and something in words is slander. Okay, so this is very important from media law perspective. We might discuss it later. Okay, so the Bengal Gazette, known for its critique of Warren Hastings and his policies, faced legal repercussions within 10 months. ठीक है, इसकी डेट इस बार जून 2023 के एग्जाम में, वो देखो दोस्तों, अगर बहुत सारे बच्चों ने ऑलरेडी देख लिया है, 10 लेक्चर्स में हमने 100 टॉपिक्स कवर करे हैं. ठीक है, वी हैव डन अ प्रॉपर पोस्टमार्टम ऑफ दैट जून 2023 पेपर, एंड यू विल actually find 100 topics, I assure you. Okay, no question asked policy. You won't waste your time. Just go through my playlist, watch it at a speed of 1.5x. एक दिन में उसको देख डालो. Okay, and if you wish, you can also solve all the questions in the mock test series. They are actually those post-mortemized solutions. Okay, we have used a lot of images, flow charts. It's not just copy paste from somewhere and we have pasted it in our solutions, in our mock test series. It is also, those 5 mock tests are, you know, post-mortemized. Okay, post-mortemized, I would say. So you can also, if you wish, you can solve them. You will get a better perspective of exam. Okay, let's come back. There was actually what will a government do when they will find a person who is their rival? This is very universal thing. This is also happening here also. Okay, so how will you counter somebody's, if we may say this in perspective of East India Company, for them it might be propaganda. So how to counter it? Start their own newspaper. So they started with India Gazette. Okay, ऐसे आपको लर्न भी होगा ईयर, वो भी 1780 में ही शुरू हुआ था. रिमेंबर दिस. ठीक है, सो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. देखो 1780 से 1800 के बीच में ये सारे अखबार स्टार्ट हुए थे. आपसे डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन इससे पूछा गया है. ठीक है, आपसे क्रोनोलॉजी पूछी गई थी और इस बार भी घुमा फिरा के पूछ लेंगे. सो कैलकाटा, it started with Hickey's Gazette in 1780. Okay, then what transpired was starting of other newspapers. They all were in English language. Okay, India Gazette, this was rival of Hickey's Gazette. I can foresee future. This is a question which can be asked. Okay, it is waiting to be asked. Okay, then Calcutta Gazette 1784, Madras Courier 1785, Bombay Courier 1789, Bombay Gazette, Madras Gazette 1795, and India Herald. Up, you can also notice a pattern that everything is in Bengal, Calcutta, अरे यार चलो, and Madras. So they were all presidencies during that time. try to relate things. Okay, you will get a better perspective. Okay, now let us expand this further. What actually a press, what is the function of press in a society? You guys tell me. Bataiye, tell me in a line, what will happen in a society if if you look at Indian society of late 18th century, what will happen if there is a influx of media? There will be a rise in literacy, isn't it? There will be a flow of information. So some people have a complaint that said, please keep point to point. That's very unlikely of me, because I also do these things to improve myself. Okay, and I love expanding things. That's only only a way I think that we can have a better perspective of things. Okay, I can go forward, but until and unless we know the subtext, okay, then there is, जो हमने रसा थ्योरी पढ़ी थी ना, it is without any rasa. Okay, so what will happen? You will get a better perspective of all the newspapers which are going to come. So there will be a rise of vernacular press later. So there will be a flow of information. Okay, then there will be also the idea of nation state boundaries. Okay, so I'm forgetting the name of, let me check, very important work and very important idea also. I will share it with all of you if you wish. After the exam, you all can give it a read. So a very, very, very important perspective. Wait, I just want to confirm the name. Right. Please Google this name today. Okay. Imagined Communities by Benedict Anderson. Okay. In his seminal work, he actually talks about what is imagined community. Okay. So it is a reflection on the spread of nationalism through newspapers. Let me expand it further. Okay. So you get a newspaper at your house, Times of India, The Hindu, okay, Nav Bharat Times, Bharat. Okay. There is a sense of imagined community. You might not have seen me being sitting in Delhi. Okay. It is an imagined community throughout, that there is a nation state boundary. There is a map of India. Okay. So newspaper also, at that time led to the rise of nationalism in the society, isn't it? Because everything was, as they say, balkanized. Okay. In historical terms, it is called balkanized. It was not united. But when there was a newspaper, okay, Samachar Darpan, or there were translations, okay, so things, the concept of nation state, imagined community, as Benedict Anderson is talking about. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Are you guys sleeping? Give me your attendance. Okay, now let us move forward. So ये सारे आपको लर्न करने हैं. ये डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन देखो पूछा गया है आपसे क्रोनोलॉजी में सेट करने के लिए. ओके, और इसका आंसर भी आपको इसी में मिल जाएगा. सो द राइट आंसर वुड बी हिकीज गजेट 1780, कैलकाटा गजेट 1784, बॉम्बे कुरियर it was in 1789, Indian Herald 1795. Okay guys, if you may permit me, I found a question in UPSC prelims. Okay, it was a mock test or somewhere. If you guys permit me, shall I present it to you? Okay sir, we don't have any choice, please bring it on. So solve this question. Do you guys think that this cannot be asked in your exam? Because what till now we have been doing is that it is an approach through PYQs. What already have been asked, we write it in our notebook. Okay, so there have been a theory, entertainment theory. So next time we will make this in our note. Okay, why don't we prepare ourselves for future? Okay, so this was a question from a UPSC prelims. You guys tell me what is the right answer. We have never seen this, okay, because it has not been asked in our exam, but because there is a very shallow understanding of media history, okay, because other subjects, the history of press is a part of modern history, Okay, so this question is being asked in other exams. Okay, so the right answer would be only Raza knew about it, and okay, so some of you know about it, many of you also don't know about it. Okay, so what actually happened, now I want to take it forward from this question only. So in 1790, like it started, the press started. Okay, so many of them became started promoting state's perspective. Okay, they were not very much critical of state because state was also sponsor of them. Okay, and so Hickey was the person who dared to critique the state. Okay, so all of them somehow aligned from state's perspective, but there were few newspapers, Madras Gazette, Indian Herald. Okay, now comes the concept of pre-censorship. Guys, tell me, what is pre-censorship? And related with current scenario, which kind of media form is pre-censored? Pre-censorship is something which is censored before publishing. Okay, so in India, in present context, films are pre-censored. Films are only medium in the present scenario which are pre-censored. Censorship before exhibiting something, isn't it too much? Like मैंने तो कुछ बोला ही नहीं, बोलने से पहले मुझसे पूछ रहे हो क्या बोलोगे? Isn't this so? There was a case, I guess, K. Abbas versus Union of India. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट केस है, उसके बारे में आप पढ़िएगा. ठीक है, that actually talked about free censorship. ठीक है, because of his photographic reality. Okay, it is assumed that it is more influential as compared to other media. Okay, so these newspapers were pre-censored. Okay, 1795, now it started showing up the seeds of press laws in India. It actually began from now, not from 1799. It is I would say not proper information, because we learn it through PYQs. We are waiting that someday they will ask us this question and we will note it down for next time. Okay, so 1795, press censorship was officially first introduced in 1795 in Madras Gazette was prohibited from publishing copies. Now comes a very important question, what actually is press freedom? What actually is press freedom? ये तो define कर लो, उसके बाद हम मीडिया लॉ की बात करेंगे. What actually is press freedom? You guys tell me, what actually is press freedom? Define press freedom. Freedom of press. What actually is press freedom? Please participate. Please make this more interactive. Okay, and I'm waiting for your answers. So we are also covering the history of newspapers along with the laws. Okay, we won't do it separately after it. Shwetang is saying to disseminate. This is only a part of it. Disseminate. Okay, to disseminate is one freedom we want. To collect information, isn't it? To publish. मैं इन बातों में कह रहा हूँ. ठीक है, और भी चीज़ें होती है, बताओ. To disseminate information, मतलब if I want freedom of press, I am running a portal called Indian Mass Communication News. So first of all, I should be free. और ये देखो, ये चीज़ें आपको पता होनी चाहिए. So to publish is one, to collect information is one, and what else? These things are all literary things. Write things which you publish without any external influence, where media is free to publish. You are somehow right in your own ways. Okay, don't think that I am disparaging you. It's just my voice. So sometimes I might sound rude to you, but that's not my intention. You guys know it. Can inform the public. Okay, so you guys got a brief idea about it. Okay, having freedom to publish news without any restrictions. Okay, good. Okay, so in 1799, this guy called Richard Wellesley. Okay, so these guys are very important. There was a direct question. Okay, the person who enacted this law, and then the name of law. Okay, then they can ask you John Adam. These are very important people. I am letting you know right now only. Okay, then Metcalfe, very important. Then Hastings. Okay, then this person वेल्सले. और यहाँ पे इनके एक्ट पूछ लेते हैं, लाइसेंसिंग एक्ट, ठीक है, लिबरेटर ऑफ प्रेस कौन था, ये सारी चीज़ें आपको लर्न करनी है, ठीक है. तो इसलिए हम देखो, चाहूँ तो मैं 200 साल की हिस्ट्री आपको 20 मिनट में भी ख़त्म कर सकते हैं. 20 मिनट में ख़त्म कैसे करेंगे हम? ऐसे करेंगे 20 मिनट में ख़त्म. ये दिख रहा है आपको स्क्रीन पे? ये आप लर्न कर लोगे, रट्टा मार लोगे, ठीक है. ये मत करना. अभी शायद से दिखा नहीं है, जो मैंने आपको एक्सेल शीट दिखाई थी, लोगों ने लॉज ऐसे लिख के, वो आपको करना चाहिए, अच्छी बात है, वो तब करना चाहिए एक बार ये समझ लो, उसके बाद अपनी दीवार पे उसको चिपकाना, अच्छी चीज़ है वो चिपकाना, जो मैंने आपको एक्सेल शीट दिखाई थी, ठीक है. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. देन इट प्लेस रिस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑन ऑल न्यूज़पेपर्स, जर्नल्स एंड that could not be published without receiving permission from government. Okay, and ये बहुत ज़रूरी पॉइंट है, ये फ्यूचर में पूछा जा सकता है आपसे. In 1807 this act covered, पहले तो सिर्फ न्यूज़पेपर्स की बात चल रही थी. Okay, then in 1807 he also included books, pamphlets, journals and magazines. Okay, is this clear? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Then it was repealed, not repealed, somehow it I would say loosened आप कह लीजिए, या थोड़ी सी राहत बख्शी गई थी in 1818 में, ठीक है. वॉरेन हेस्टिंग दोबारा आए, वॉरेन हेस्टिंग, ठीक है. In October 1813 Lord Hastings took the charge as the Governor General position, whose influence over the Indian press and public opinion was extensive. He was a libertarian. Okay, so you know about the 4 theories of press, or later additions to normative theory of press. If you look at it closely, okay, you will find that prior to independence, okay, there was, if you apply those theories on Indian press, you would find altogether different theories. Okay, you can apply them through these Indian laws. It actually talks now how the press should be, when it talks about authoritarian theory, libertarian theory, social media, social responsibility theory. Okay, so what does actually press laws do? They regulate or they control. Okay, in independent India you will find all the laws are somehow regulating laws. Okay, in the pre-independent India they all are authoritarian or somehow controlling the press. Okay, so somehow he was libertarian. He abolished few laws, okay, made changes, and this went so this thing gave rise to something, something which actually changed the course of our society. What was it? It's open to all of you. What actually this thing did? I told you na, it's all reactionary. One thing is leading to other. There is a chain reaction. Okay, so all the laws are actually creating, और उसी की वजह से हमें नई नई लिटरेचर मिल रही है, नई नई हैपनिंग्स हो रही है. सो व्हाट एक्चुअली दिस डिड वाज द राइज ऑफ वर्नाकुलर प्रेस इन इंडिया. इससे पहले जो भी छपता था अंग्रेजी में छपता था. जब ये बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, आप इसको वर्नाकुलर, ठीक है, ऐसे मत लर्न कर लो कि इंडियन भाषाओं में या देसी भाषाओं में. जब लोग अपनी भाषा में विचार को बढ़ाएंगे, ओके, इफ दे स्टार्ट पब्लिशिंग देयर इन देयर मदर टंग, दे आर गोइंग टू मोबिलाइज पीपल. ओके, what we discussed about the imagined communities, then they are going to form they are going to form communities. Okay, so first vernacular newspaper, because of Warren Hastings, because he abolished few laws, okay, was समाचार दर्पण. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है. फर्स्ट अ वीकली पेपर एंड फ्रेंड ऑफ इंडिया एक पीरियोडिकल था, ठीक है. मिशनरीज थे, सेरमपोरी मिशनरीज, ठीक है. बकिंगम सिल्क, मैं उनका नाम बोल रहा हूँ, वो भी आप नोट कर लीजिएगा. और दिग्दर्शन, ये 1818 और 19 के आसपास सब आए. सबसे पहले ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, समाचार दर्पण, ये, ठीक है. और ये भी कौन सी भाषा से छपा? बंगाली भाषा से, ठीक है. द फर्स्ट वर्नाकुलर न्यूज़पेपर, ओके. दिस इग्ड दिस पर्सन, न्यू पर्सन कॉल्ड जॉन एडम्स, ठीक है. जो उन्होंने जितने भी अच्छे काम किए थे उन सबको खराब कर दिया इसने 1823 में, ठीक है. 1813 से लेके 1818 में खूब अच्छे अच्छे लॉज और मतलब प्रेस को फ्रीडम देने की कोशिश की गई वॉरेन हेस्टिंग के द्वारा. बट इन 1823 the licensing regulation ordinance, this was an ordinance, okay, was brought up by the acting governor John Adams. This regulation made operating a press without licensing punishable offense, okay. आपको इसका नाम याद रखना है और इसने किया क्या वो याद रखना है, ठीक है. देन ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. दिस रिस्ट्रिक्शन वॉज प्राइमरली aimed at Indian newspapers or those edited by Indians. Tell me the person who was the the revolutionary guy during this time. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. See, we are also covering the journalist. Everything we are going to cover in this series, okay. So very 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 important from examination perspective, okay. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy, ये आपको इन तीनों अखबारों के इनके नाम लर्न करने हैं और ईयर के साथ लर्न करने हैं, ठीक है. बहुत बार क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है. इनकी लैंग्वेज लर्न करनी है, ठीक है. संवाद कॉमेडी, ब्राह्मणिकल मैगजीन, एंड देन मेरठ उल अखबार पर्शियन, ओके. गाइज, आर यू विद मी? इट्स ऑलरेडी टू लेट, आई गेस. some of you might be not feeling well, but thank you thank you for being here at this late hour, okay. We won't stretch for long, we will complete it. We will like call this a day after this slide, okay. So the father of Indian Renaissance, okay, and if I am not wrong, he is the father of Indian press also. You can check this information, okay. I'm sorry, vernacular press. Father of Indian press is Hickey, how can I forget? Hickey, sorry, ठीक है. तो आपको ये तीनों नाम लर्न करने हैं. फादर ऑफ इंडियन रेनेसांस लर्न करना है, ठीक है. राजा राम मोहन रॉय was a supporter of free speech and expression, okay. He fought for the rights of vernacular press. And there is a direct question: which newspaper was started by Raja Ram Mohan Roy to counter missionaries' propaganda? Tell me. This is a direct question. They have asked it many a times in CUET and in history exams. So which was the newspaper which was started by Raja Ram Mohan Roy to counter missionary propaganda? He was such a great person, yaar. Our religion, our society, he made a profound impact on it, okay. So Brahmanical magazine, which was published in English, this was started by him to counter missionary propaganda, okay. So guys, let us keep it till here only, because after this will be the rise of golden age of Indian journalism, okay. So golden age of Indian cinema is 1940s to 1960s now you will find a lot of vernacular press, Udand, Mardand, or other newspapers in indigenous languages, okay. So tomorrow we are going to cover from 1823 till Kesari, or we can go till early 1900s, okay. आज एक important चीज़ और 1799 में it was also enacted because there was a fear of French invasion, okay. Make this point: which law was enacted to avoid French invasion or French propaganda, it was 1799. Okay, so guys, I hope you guys learned something from this lecture. We shall call this a day within a minute. Okay, and if any of you is interested in taking our mock test series, please take it little early, because not much time is left. And thank you. We shall meet in other classes. Keep learning. We shall continue this tomorrow from where we left. We left it here at Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So tomorrow we will be doing. We are also going to cover all the newspapers, development thinkers. Okay, they are very important. So tomorrow we are going to cover from 1823 to early 1900s. Okay, or I am thinking to cover it till 1910. There was an act. Okay, chaliye, take care. If you guys have any doubt, I am here for a minute. Else we shall call this a day. Okay. And if you found any value from this lecture, please like it, share it with your friends. If you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly do it. Okay, it will really motivate me. It will help my channel to grow, also reach many more people. And in case you are watching this recorded, if you have any doubt, kindly don't hesitate to post it in the comment section. You will be expecting a prompt reply from me, especially in these times when your exams are approaching. Okay, so okay guys, take care. Good night. Take care. Bye.